ICC Men's T20 International Cricketer of the Decade, and a fine selection of nominees here. Let's go through that list for you. Rashid Khan, Afghanistan. Virat Kohli, India. Rohit Sharma, India. Imran Tahir, South Africa. Aaron Finch, Australia. Lasith Malinga, Sri Lanka. And Chris Gayle, West Indies. Now, how do you pick a winner from that list of cricketers? But the ICC Men's T20 International Cricketer of the Decade has been voted, and it is Rashid Khan.
I'm speechless for this award, and I'm so happy for all the fans and everyone who supported me for this. I'm quite happy, and someone from Afghanistan to get this award, it's a special moment for me and for my whole country and for my fans.
Oh, another one. Gone! Through him! Look at the 17-year-old. He's got him.
And again, it bowls him. It gets through. And Rashid Khan, yep, he's arrived.
So Rashid Khan takes the award as the ICC Men's T20 International Cricketer of the Decade. Holly, I'm going to come to you first, because Imran Tahir's in that list, and we all know how much of a match winner he is. But look at the names in that list, and Rashid Khan comes out on top. Just tell us why you think this guy has been so special.
Well, he has. He's been brilliant, hasn't he? And I think sometimes we get a little bit confused also with the amount of leagues he plays. And we have to work out when there's been the international performances. But wherever he goes in the world, he's MVP in the leagues. There's not one team that wouldn't want to grab hold of him and those 4 overs that he bowls in a T20 match. And he's just been spectacular. You also know that, obviously he's been involved in the associates at the first part of the decade, and then moving on to the test playing nations later on. But if you have a look at his performance, sometimes people say, oh, well, he's done really well against the associates. It's not the case. Against the test playing nations, I think he's got 70 wickets at under 13 and an economy rate, which is sensational. So he just goes from strength to strength, and he's a massive player. I think in the T20 format, you can't look much past what he's been able to achieve and how brilliant he's been. And as I say, I think that the nice thing is that the world over, he's got to play in a lot of leagues, so a lot of people got to see how good he is. But in the international game, he's been spectacular as well.
And I think what's even amazing there is that, he only started playing international cricket in 2015. When Rashid was born, Afghanistan didn't have a cricket team or cricket grounds. They were not a member of the ICC. His family fled to Pakistan at age 3. And when he came back in 2010, to start playing in Afghanistan and living there, he'd only played hardball cricket for 4 years. So when he was recognised by talent scouts in Afghanistan, it was playing in a third tier league representing an area of mainly tent cities. And he was brought into the academy setup. And he was actually flown in on a Mercy Dash mid-series in 2015 into Zimbabwe, only months after being recognised to make his debut. It's just amazing. That was 2015. 2 years later, he's picked up for over $500,000 of the Sunrisers in the IPL. And later that year, Afghanistan become full members, and the rest is history. To have a player like this come through and to have picked up these numbers in this award for only really competing for half of that decade.
It's a little bit what Polly was saying. You can kind of bank on his 4 overs. He creates that much pressure, and whilst he's been dominant in the shortest format, he probably picks up a lot of wickets for his bowling partner up the other end. But what I have been impressed about Rashid Khan is probably him as a human being, and him actually leading a huge movement back in Afghanistan. The fact that we've got Noor Ahmed playing in the Big Bash League, he's only a 15-year-old. He has inspired a whole generation of cricketers back in Afghanistan. And it's exciting to see what cricketers will be produced because of Rashid Khan.
He's maximized whatever his ability is. He's not a bad batsman. He's not a bad fielder. Afghanistan counts on him. Of all the bowlers in international cricket, And it's, I think even the discussion with him in 2020 has stopped being about, associate versus non-associate versus full members. It's just about Rashid Khan's sort of standard and his skill as a T20 bowler as compared to every other bowler. And it's just staggering what he's able to do, and again be this huge figure for cricket in his country. When the history of Afghanistan cricket is written, I think his chapter will possibly be the first.